Femininity is like endlessly commodifiable because it is an aspiration that can never be completely accomplished.
Hey girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Shapewear is sexist and promotes unrealistic body standards for women. Just think about it. There are no mainstream brands that sell shapewear for men. It's just for women. So women can look smooth and without any lumps. It starts with one woman wearing it. Other women see her and get influenced by her. They start wearing it too. Soon it becomes a body standard to look completely snatched all the time, to be uncomfortable for beauty. Now, when a woman decides to not wear it, people find it odd. She looks out of place. Being lumpless and smooth becomes the norm, and looking your natural self becomes ugly. The human race has been obsessed with women's beauty for decades now, maybe even centuries. The beauty standards for women keep changing over the years. From being obsessed with the thigh gap to wanting thick thighs. The body standard is something we can never achieve because it's ever changing. However, the expectation to have a flat stomach and be skinny remains the same. Even when we say that curvy bodies are in, that we like the hourglass figure, we mean a perfectly shaped woman with little to no fat on her stomach. Skinny is always in. The beauty standard for men has more or less been the same. Be tall, muscular, and strong. Women are expected to achieve this perfect skinny look in a variety of ways. Shapewear is one of them. Hi, I'm Divijabhasin, and today I'm going to be talking about shapewear from a psychological lens and its link to patriarchy. I'm also going to be talking about some popular shapewear brands in India as an example for my arguments. Feel free to follow me on my other social media channels to support me. And in case you're looking for a therapist, feel free to go to thefriendlycouch.com for more information. Now let's begin. So what is shapewear? The dictionary defines it as a woman's tight-fitting underwear intended to control and shape the figure. Shapewear comes in all of these forms, from tummy tuckers to corsets, and they're all directed towards women. Also a disclaimer, I'm only going to be talking about shapewear for beauty purposes in this video. I know that shapewear is used for sports and for other medical purposes. This video is not about that. So I'm a therapist and also an influencer. I say influencer because influencers promote brands. And I do it too, but very rarely because I'm extremely conscious of which brands I want to support. I don't want to cause any harm to my audience with things that I recommend. Which is why I say no to brands that don't align with my views. I'm telling you this because recently I was approached by a shapewear brand. It is a popular shapewear brand by an influencer that you've probably heard of. I went through their website and I realized that I'm not really comfortable promoting this. It went against my perspectives about body image, so I said no. And that person was like, okay, I understand. A month later, they sent me the brief for the collaboration. Which is weird because I had already said no. And she had accepted my no. I was really uncomfortable because of this, so I just ignored it and didn't reply to her. Then she messaged me again after a few days and tried to almost force me into promoting it because if I've already said no, why are you repeatedly messaging me? I finally decided that maybe it's time that I get a little bit rude, and I told her exactly why I find it problematic. Because she was quite evidently trying to force me into promoting it. The brand was essentially trying to convince me to promote something that went against my beliefs, and it really annoyed me. Let's look at the history of shapewear. Shapewear has evolved from corsets. Before corsets, there were foundation garments. They were mostly used by women and they can be traced back to the 1500s. In the 1800s, the hourglass figure became popular, which is why women started making the corsets as tight as possible to make their waist look snatched. While there was a brief period when men also wore corsets, it went out of fashion for them, but it stuck around for women. Now, why do women wear shapewear? Shapewear, as the name suggests, is meant to fix your shape. It is based on the idea that there's something wrong with your natural shape and your body must be modified to make it look better. If you ask a woman why she wears shapewear, she will probably say that it makes me more confident as a person and that it makes me look good. We really need to dig deeper and ask ourselves, why does a tight piece of fabric, which is almost always uncomfortable, making us feel confident? Here, take this. What is this? It's shapewear, so you feel confident. I already feel confident. No, you're looking fat. I don't want this. I'm happy the way I am. Plus, I work out regularly and eat healthy. Look at those lumps around your stomach. Ugly. I guess you're right. They are kind of ugly. Here, now you'll feel confident. Wow, I do feel confident. Thank you. The truth is, shapewear doesn't actually make you confident. It actually makes you hate the real you and tells you that you need to fix the real you. The shapewear industry capitalizes on your poor self image. It's not creating confidence, it is creating insecurity by lowering your self esteem. Now, I use two words here, self esteem and self image. You must have heard these terms before. In psychology, we are taught that they're a part of something called self concept. According to Carl Rogers, self concept consists of three things: self image, which is how you see yourself, self esteem or self worth, which is the value that you place on yourself, and your ideal self, which is what you wish to be. This theory of self concept describes how individuals perceive themselves, and this perception drives personality and the innate human need for self actualization. When your self image, which is how you see yourself, and your ideal self, which is the self that you want to be, come together and finally become one, that is when you achieve self actualization. Shapewear reduces your self esteem. It makes you feel like there's something lacking in you because of the way you look. That having lumps for some reason makes you less of a human being, less capable, and less deserving as a person. Shapewear also creates an ideal self in your mind. This ideal self, according to the shapewear industry, is a prim and proper, smooth, lumpless woman with no fat on her body. And then the industry sells you the thought that you can achieve this ideal self through shapewear. I want you to think about the first time someone made a negative comment on your body. It could be your parents, your friends, your relatives. You see, your insecurities about your body have not been there since you were born. Have you ever thought about where they came from? These insecurities were not present when you were a baby. Can you imagine a baby rejecting their mother's milk because the baby wants a snatched waist? Insecurity around our body is learned through conditioning. Basically, something happened from the day that you were born where you were not hating yourself to now where you hate certain parts of your body. That something is called conditioning. No, not the shampoo kind, the psychology kind. Social conditioning is a sociological and psychological process where individuals learn, internalize, and adopt behaviors, beliefs, and societal norms through external cues, rewards, and punishments. This is often unconscious, meaning we don't really know that it's happening. In case of body insecurity, it is done through internalization of unrealistic beauty standards, family or peer pressure, and comparison to others. The problem with this whole thing is that the ideal self that the shapewear industry is creating for you does not exist. It is an illusion because it can't be achieved. You cannot be a human with no lumps on your body. That's not natural. Even the most skinny people have lumps when they sit. The FAQ section of the Underneath website has the top question as, how do I hide a belly in dresses? And they answer that by saying that their shapewear provides smoothing without discomfort. Because having lumps is apparently bad. We must look snatched all the time. That should be our life's goal. And in case we don't look like that, we must hide those parts of ourselves. They also say that we shouldn't sleep in it because it might restrict circulation, and also that we should take breaks and give our body time to relax. Why are they saying that? It's because our body is going through stress while wearing it. Even when they say that the smoothing of our body is happening without any discomfort, the discomfort is there and they do kind of admit it. Strapless butt lifting bodysuit. Why do we want to lift our butt? Have you ever heard of a man doing that? No, right? It has a built in tummy control butt lifting design and an anti slip grip. It creates a sleek, sculpted look under any outfit without the need for straps. This piece stays in place so you can move with confidence. If you read the About Us section, they say that it's fit that adapts, not compresses. At the same time, if you go to the strapless butt lifting bodysuit, they are literally selling it by saying that it has a firm waist compression. Do you see how it doesn't make sense? Because they are selling the thing that they're saying that they're not. They are selling things that compress your body, but they don't want to admit it. They claim shapewear shouldn't make you feel smaller, it should make you feel ready. At the same time, shapewear literally makes you smaller. So they know what they're doing is wrong, but they don't care and they're trying to change the way they're selling it. Even though the reality is that shapewear exists to make you smaller, physically. Now let's go to Butt Cheek, which is also a popular brand. They sell something called a shorty tummy and thigh shaper. It tightens the core, sculpts the thighs, lifts the butt, and gives effective back support. Even here, the aim is to make people believe that women's bodies are supposed to be slim and sculpted. Pair it with a t-shirt or hide it under a dress. If it's supposed to give you confidence, why are you supposed to hide it? It lifts, shapes and tones your butt. It has a high compression panel, gently tones the tummy, waist and core. It smooths and tones your thighs. They also sell a waist trainer, which is essentially a corset that compresses your waist. They claim it's a confidence enhancer because it gives you a sculpted waist. It slims the waist and lifts the curves. It's really funny because they claim that at Butt Cheek our aims and beliefs aren't influenced by prejudiced stereotypes, except they're selling a stereotype that women have to look thin to be pretty. It's a brand built by women for women through love, except it's not. It's built through hate for our bodies. So this is our target customer, women. How about we sell them a full body shapewear product that makes them look thinner? What? That's a horrible idea. Yeah, you're right. It's not really nice of us to make them hate their body like that. What? No. Then what do you mean? I mean, instead of selling one product, let's start selling different products for different body parts. You're right. More body parts, more insecurities for them, more revenue for us. You see, they use the language of love, but they're actually just selling you an insecurity. And they know that, which is why they're talking in this language of love. Now, why do I say shapewear is patriarchal? Because of two reasons. The first is that shapewear is mostly just aimed at women. Think about it. How many times have you seen an advertisement for shapewear for men? How many of your guy friends wear shapewear? The second reason why I say that it's patriarchal is because being skinny as a beauty standard for women is rooted in the idea that women must be physically weaker than men. I searched the word men on both of these websites and found this. No results for men. I found no pictures of men in shapewear. Nor did I find any shapewear for men on these websites. Let's forget about these brands. I searched shapewear on Google Images and I only saw pictures of women. I searched shapewear for men and then I found some less known brands selling shapewear for men. I searched shapewear in various mainstream brands and they don't sell any shapewear for men. It's only for women. It's very easy to see if something is patriarchal or not by checking whether it exists in equal capacity for men versus women. Shapewear is mostly catered to women. Have you ever wondered why? Because being ultra skinny is a beauty standard for women, not for men. For men, the beauty standard is being muscular, being big. And you don't need shapewear to look muscular. You actually need to work for it. And you need muscles so you can be strong. The beauty standard for women is weakness. For men, it is strength. Fitness for women is about beauty. Fitness for men is actually about being healthy and strong. In fact, when men are skinny, they are shamed for being too skinny, for being weak. Being skinny is seen as a bad thing for men. This is because skinniness doesn't equal to health. The type of skinniness that is expected from women comes from weakness, eating less calories, not having enough muscle. In fact, women are shamed for being muscular when they work out and gain muscle. It is seen as less feminine, and that comes from the idea that if a woman is muscular, then she must be strong. And that challenges the norms of patriarchy, which are that women must be weak and delicate, and that men must be strong, muscular, and protect these weak women. Shapewear is also medically bad for your body. Doctors say that it can cause digestive problems, circulation and nerve issues, breathing issues, and skin irritation. I'm sure you've been through this, like going out for dinner or something and wearing a tight pair of jeans. It always results in this very uncomfortable feeling in your stomach. The brands that sell shapewear claim that they're comfortable and that they're for daily wear, but have you ever had a meal with shapewear on? It's not going to be as comfortable as not wearing shapewear. It doesn't matter what you're eating because when you eat, your stomach does get a little bloated, but shapewear is compressing your stomach, so it makes you uncomfortable. It is designed to make you not nourish your body, to hate yourself and not take care of yourself. We really need to hold these brands accountable for the deep psychological harm they cause to women. These people are just trying to earn money, which is fair, everyone needs to earn money. But why do they have to sell shapewear to earn money? They could make a business out of anything. They're choosing to earn by making women hate their bodies. And this isn't just bad for women, it's bad for our society because it creates the unrealistic beauty standards. Why do you bring feminism into everything? Because you bring patriarchy into everything. There is a reason why most men reject shapewear. Why this product doesn't have a bigger market for men. It's because men are not sold the idea that beauty is discomfort, beauty is pain. Women, however, are conditioned into believing this. Men don't wear most fashion products that cause inconvenience. Gel nails, they make it really hard to function in real life. Heels, they make your feet hurt like hell. Tight fitting clothes. Men do not wear tight fitting clothes. I have never seen a man in a bodycon shirt. That's not a thing. Even the most tight shirts for men are less tight than bodycon dresses for women. Thongs, they are also uncomfortable and yet only women are expected to wear them. None of these are common for men because they are inconvenient, they're uncomfortable. Shapewear isn't the only problem. It is a part of a big beauty industry which is all aimed towards women. Skincare, makeup, plastic surgery, beauty injections. This whole industry of beauty promotes very unrealistic standards for women. I like wearing shapewear. Isn't feminism about choice? Yeah, I'm not criticizing anyone who wears shapewear. Feminism isn't about individual choice. It is about dismantling patriarchal systems that make compulsions look like choice. But I'm a woman and I like wearing shapewear. How is it patriarchal if I like it? Two things can be true at once. You can enjoy wearing it, but it can also be because you've been conditioned to believe that beauty is discomfort, that your discomfort is comfortable. You're judging me. I'm not, I promise. I'm judging the system. This is not an attack on individuals, okay? I'm not blaming anyone who wears makeup. I myself wear makeup. Nor am I blaming anyone who wears shapewear to change the way they look. We all live in a patriarchal system and we're forced to follow these norms. There are norms, and if we don't follow them, there are consequences. It is your choice to wear shapewear as you wish, and I will not be criticizing you for that choice. But I will critique the industry that presented it to you as a choice, that made it feel like a compulsion and not a choice. We need to hold shapewear brands accountable. We need to hold influencers accountable when they promote these shapewear brands and make their audience hate themselves. All of these people are financially benefiting by creating insecurity in their audience. And the way out of this is not to tell people who are wearing shapewear, just stop wearing it. It's a toxic relationship. And just like romantic toxic relationships, it is really hard to leave. Because if you do, you experience negative consequences. For example, research shows that women who follow beauty standards are taken more seriously. People are more likely to hire women when they wear makeup. They're more likely to hire women who aren't obese. They're also less likely to help women when they're overweight. While fat phobia exists for both genders, women are judged more harshly and face more consequences than men because for a woman, her beauty is the most important thing about her according to the society. But a man's beauty isn't. He is judged on various things, not just his weight or beauty. So, blaming women for following these norms isn't going to do anything. It's just going to make them hate themselves more and feel helpless because, on one hand, they have to follow the norms to be taken seriously. On the other hand, they know it's wrong. So, no, I'm not telling you to not use these things. But it's important to understand where these beauty standards come from. Most people don't sit alone at home and do a full face of makeup and wear shapewear throughout the day when they're alone in the house. They mostly wear it when they know that they're going to be seen by other people. The truth is, we use these things to hide the way we naturally look. Because we know that people will make fun of us if we roam around with our real bodies. It's okay to do that. It's okay to protect yourself. But it is also important for us to resist it if we can. Resistance doesn't mean that you have to just stop wearing those things. Resistance can come in small ways. So, how can you know if it's your choice or if it's conditioning? We can say it's a choice only if you can live in the same way without the thing. It must not be a cage, it should be how you express yourself. For example, with makeup, you should be able to go out in public without any makeup on. Because then that means that it's not controlling you, you are controlling it. Then you can say that yes, I wear makeup as a choice because then you use the other choices as well. Same goes for shapewear. Can you go out in a bodycon dress without shapewear? Or do you need it every single time you wear bodycon or anything that is fitting your body? If you need it, then it's a compulsion, not a choice. In a world that profits from self doubt, loving yourself is a radical act. The problem is not shapewear, it's just a piece of fabric. The problem is when it becomes a compulsion, a need, something that is forcing you, controlling you. I'm not going to give advice like Love your body, love yourself. I know it's very difficult to do that. But when we start using external products to feel beautiful and to feel confident, we stop our real work on self love, because self love doesn't come from external things, it comes from within. It's how you see yourself. So, how can we resist body standards in a realistic way? Don't wear shapewear sometimes. Don't wear makeup sometimes. Don't shave your arms sometimes. Break this association that you have to look a certain way to feel good. This is not confidence. It is insecurity wrapped in fancy packaging. The shapewear industry thrives on making you hate your body. If one day you start loving yourself or see no problem in the way your natural body is, the shapewear industry will stop existing. The shapewear industry exists because your hatred for your body exists. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Goodbye.